Alrighty, back again. So it's a couple of days later now. Thought I'd just give you a bit of a closer look at the paint on the garden that I've done. So that's the guard there, straight off the gun, no sanding or anything. There's no, as you can see, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, there's a few bits of dust in it, just little bits, nothing major. But yeah, for off the gun finish, I'm pretty happy with that. And idiot me, scuffed the guard here, putting the bumper on, because I got shitty with it. That's the bumper. I'm not sure if you remember this bumper, but the grill had been painted with this gold paint, whatever they'd used, and it had run down and eaten into the plastic on the bumper. So I fixed all that pretty easily, actually, just sanded it out, and yeah, that was it. Used a high build, 2K high build primer, and sanded that back and just, yeah, painted straight over it. And the colour match that the guy's done at the shop, I mean, the rest of the car's dirty, so it might look off. It's literally covered in a layer of dust. But the colour match is pretty freaking good, if you ask me. Now, idiot me, I mean, there was no way I was going to sand in every single one of these honeycomb pieces to get the gold out, so I used a bit of paint stripper and just seen what happened, and yeah, it chewed into the plastic, as you might be able to see. So the grill is horrible. I was going to look at getting another grill and just paint it to match, but how far do you go? Like I said, this car is going to be for sale now, so I don't really want to go spending any more money on it than I have to. But yeah, pretty happy with the overall outcome of the so far. I've got the back bumper in the shed ready to start priming, so I'll go and have a look at that. So that's the worst part of the damage after sanding it back. So literally, there's just a couple of feathers of bog in there, and that's it. So it's turned out pretty good. So now we're going to get some plastic primer on that, and then I've got to finish sanding this, and then we'll get it in some 2K high build primer and let that dry. And as for the skirt, the gold that was on this, my goodness, I'm not sure, that's it there. It literally flaked off in pieces like scraping old paint off an old wall. It literally flaked off, so I had to scrape it all with a blade and chip away all inside here with the screwdriver, and it just literally just flaked off, but it was a bit of a tedious job. But I've got all the gold off, so I've just got to finish sanding this up. This gold here is a different gold. So this gold is like proper painted gold. But yeah, now this just needs a final sand, and there's no real damage on this, so that's ready to go. Shame about the hole. It's a couple of days later now. It was too hot in the shed yesterday to come out and do anything. But I've come out and primed it all today. Put the 2K primer on, it's a high build primer. Sanded everything back, got all the gold off this part, off the skirt. It's come up pretty good. And I've just sprayed a bit of guide coat on there. It's already touch dry. Sprayed the wing. But the bumper's come up pretty good for what it was. It's still probably going to need a repair or two. But here's the main repair here, as you can see. I'll show you up close. It's still not perfect. But this is quite thick, the primer. So by the time I block that back, I'll probably be... I might have to give that like a fill with some fine filler or something like that. And I'll just see if I can work with this part. I'm not really too stressed about the little bit on the inside there. I can definitely get this little part here. But yeah, I'll see what I can do, but I'm not really too stressed over it. As long as I can get it looking better than it originally was, which it definitely will be, I'm more than happy. So yeah, now's a matter of letting that dry for a day or two, and then we'll block it back, and then get some colour on. Now, I think it's been about almost 2 weeks since the last video I did. Now, with work and the heat we've had over here in Perth, it's just been so hot over here. I hate doing anything in the heat, so I've tried to not touch this car. So it's been sitting. But the last couple of days, I finally got into getting the back bumper all painted. So I'll go have a look at that. Alrighty, in the shed now. Like I mentioned, it's been about a couple of weeks since that last video, and yesterday I came out and painted them before work. It's been really, really windy, like we're talking crazy wind. So I left all the painting and just wanted to get it on a day where it was quite calm, and yesterday morning was pretty calm, so finally got a chance to get it all done. Now the plan is to leave them in here for another couple of days to dry properly, but I'll just show you the finish up close. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with the result that we got. I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but yeah, really flat finish. And the colour match, like I said before, it looks a bit blue inside the shed here, but the colour match they've done turned out pretty fucking awesome. Now on these flat surfaces, it's come out nice and flat, as you can see, because the panel is actually sitting flat. But we did get a bit of orange peel on the wings of the back bumper, so on this side here and on this side as well. Nothing major or anything that I'm going to worry about. But yeah, for the most part, they turned out fucking awesome. I also did a little trim here for the guard, but what I did forget to paint was, so I had the aggressive trim here. I took this off. I took the side skirt off, the Manky one. I'm not sure if you remember in that previous video, but it did have a gold trim. So this is that gold trim that goes into the side skirt. Now I'd got all the gold off, sanded it all off, and hit it with a touch-up can. So I went and actually got some proper argent, dark argent cans mixed up, which actually matched the proper colour. So I sprayed that, but I put it over the side there and forgot to clear coat it when I was clear coating everything else. So I'm gonna have to hit that with a can. I do have a two-pack clear coat can, so I'll just do that off the car separately. That's no problem. Now, I'm not sure if you've watched any of the previous videos on this car or this bumper, but you might have seen there was quite a big patch of bog here. And that's the repair there up close. It hasn't come up perfect. It was hard to sort of get in the middle here and sand that. So as you can see, there is a little bit of yucky there. But for the most part, come up really, really well. So I'm not sure why there was so much bog in there, but what had happened is they'd reversed into something and it's pushed the plastic in, but hadn't actually punctured it. So it left quite a big hole. And they'd filled it over with bog. So what I did was I got all that bog out. I'll try and chuck some pictures in here. So I got all that bog out with the die grinder and heated up the plastic and pushed the plastic from the inside back, so it was sort of basically almost flat again, and just had to really skim over that with some fine fill putty, and that was pretty much it. And there was also a scrape down this side as well. Exact same thing. It had been scraped and pushed into the plastic. So I just used a heat gun from the inside and just pushed that plastic flat a few times just till it sort of sat flat and just skimmed over that. Now just while I'm in here, I've just grabbed the skirt off there and clipped it into the bumper just to see how it's all going to look complete. And yeah, looks pretty fucking sick considering how it was. It's a shame the rest of the car's still got all those few nooks and scuffs on it, but yeah, for the most part, it'll still look presentable. But yeah, pretty chuffed with how this painting's turned out, especially being my first time. Pretty happy. But that's really it. Just thought I'd do a quick little update on where we're at with the painting on this car. We'll get it all back together in a few days, like I said, and we'll see where we're looking there, and maybe look at cleaning it up and getting it ready to move on. We can finally start doing some things to my car. Maybe. See what happens.